3 cold cases solved. DNA breakthrough unmasks a killer in 3 murders years after his death.
And we recognize the impact that has on families who have waited so long for justice.
Plus, student safety.
I know that my children know that I take their safety very seriously and I won't put them in any harm's way.
A mom's call for police to release more details of 2 school threats in 4 days. And an 8-year-old's battle with leukemia.
You know, we'll find those moments where we're crying and he'll look at us and just say, I'm not scared. It's okay. I'm going to be okay.
How the community is helping in the deadly fight.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Police have identified the man responsible for 3 separate homicides, cold cases that spanned more than a decade. Tonight we're learning the suspected offender died years ago in Windsor. It was advances in DNA technology which finally provided the break investigators needed. CTV's Sanjay Maru joins us with the details that we just learned today.
That's right, Stephanie. Investigators with Toronto Police and OPP say they've confirmed Kenneth Smith as the offender in 3 historic murders. Until now, there were no suspects. Smith died in Windsor back in 2019 at the age of 72, meaning he will never face charges. The first victim, 25-year-old Christine Prince, was last seen on a streetcar on June 21st, 1982. Her body was found the next day in the Rouge River. Investigators say she had been sexually assaulted, struck on the head, and died from drowning. A year later, 23-year-old Claire Sampson was last seen in downtown Toronto on September 1st, 1983. Her body was found the next day on private land north of the city, appearing to have been shot twice. Then, on July 29th, 1997, 41-year-old Gracelyn Greenidge was found in her North York apartment, a co-worker discovering her after she missed a shift at work, and police say she died of blunt force trauma. DNA was collected at all 3 scenes, but there was no suspect, and it was not until 2017 when forensic scientists confirmed a connection between all 3 cases. Genetic genealogy advanced the investigation in 2022, and earlier this month, experts formally identified Kenneth Smith as the offender. Police say he lived and worked in Toronto at the time, later moving to Windsor, and had a history of sexual assault.
If he were alive today, the Toronto Police Service would arrest Kenneth Smith for the homicides of Christine Prince and Gracelyn Greenidge, and the OPP would arrest him for the homicide of Claire Sampson. His death means he will never be held to account in a court of law, and we recognize the impact that has on families who have waited so long for justice.
Despite today's announcement, investigators are making clear they believe there may be other victims, so they're urging anyone with information about Kenneth Smith to come forward.
Yeah,
Stefanie.
very disturbing details, and we're hoping the families get some sort of closure over this.
Some sort of closure. Obviously nothing that can bring these victims back, but again, just closing the loop on this, hopefully in a way that brings the families some level of peace.
Okay, Sanjay Maru with our top story tonight. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Windsor police have arrested 1 suspect and are searching for another in regards to an armed assault. Investigators say 2 masked women stole a vehicle on November 26th and drove to a home to confront someone using bear spray and firing a firearm-style BB gun. Police say the pair returned 2 hours later, smashing a window with a knife and shooting the BB gun again. No physical injuries were reported, but police are searching for 18-year-old Maya Rose LaBelle Hansor. She is wanted on 10 charges, including assault with a weapon. LaBelle Hansor is described as a white woman, 5'3", with a slender build, long black hair and brown eyes. The suspect, a 16-year-old, turned herself in to police. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Major Crimes Unit. And in a guns and drugs investigation, 3 people are facing charges. Officers say they seized multiple guns, ammunition, and illegal drugs from a home in the 2200 block of Charles Avenue earlier this week. Officers seized 12-gauge shotguns and semi-automatic rifles. and firearm ammunition. A quantity of cocaine and around $25,000 in Canadian currency was also confiscated. 35-year-old Thomas Francis Valencourt is facing multiple charges. 2 other suspects in the residence at the time were also arrested. A federal offender wanted on a Canada-wide warrant may be in Windsor. Police are looking for 37-year-old William Turner, wanted for breaching his statutory release. He is described as Caucasian, 6'4", about 230 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes and several distinctive tattoos, including a gun outline on his right arm, a masked face on his upper right arm. Turner is serving a 6-year, 4-month sentence for multiple robbery-related offenses and is known to frequent several communities, including Windsor. Also tonight, a Windsor mother is speaking out after repeated threats made at her children's school. Windsor police attended 2 hold and secures at Marlborough Public School over last week. With a lack of details about the threats, she says she no longer feels safe sending her kids to school. CTV's Robert Lothian has her story.
This is the letter that we received.
As a mother of 2, Lacey Krasman feels she has one responsibility that sits atop her list of priorities.
I know that my children know that I take their safety very seriously and I won't put them in any harm's way.
So when this scene broke out at Marlborough Public School where Krasman's children attend, she felt helpless.
When my son comes home and says they had guns in my school, that's not something I think a 10-year-old should have to, be privy to. And not once, but only twice, without any transparency.
Last Friday and again Tuesday, Windsor police responded to anonymous calls of threats at the school. Being cautious, the school was placed under a hold and secure, and police cleared the building. Without more details being released about either incident, Krasman says she no longer feels safe sending her kids to school.
Until I hear that the investigation's completed, I'm keeping my kids home. So that's important. That's the kind of transparency that I'm asking for.
Krasman wants more details about what threats were made, a timeline for the end of the investigation, and the resources being allocated to the investigation, saying the lack of details only put more pressure on students.
Both of my children have a lot of anxiety. They don't feel safe. And as a parent, I'd like to say, okay, this is what happened. We know, what the investigation is, and it's being taken care of.
A Windsor police spokesperson confirms to CTV News both incidents were investigated, going on to say no credible threats were identified, and the safety of students and staff is the top priority. But with rumors swirling online, Krasman says parents need all the details to make the best decisions for their children.
If they were just transparent and said, this is the exact threat that we got, we don't think it's viable, these are the steps that we took to ensure that it wasn't, just to alleviate that concern as a parent would be all that I'm asking for, honestly, at this point.
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
The City of Windsor is looking into what could be done to avoid collisions with a monument at the Sandwich Street roundabout. A vehicle crashed into the monument at the center of the roundabout last night. The City of Windsor is waiting for the results of a police investigation before they look at the recent collision data at that intersection to determine if any action is necessary moving forward. With slippery road conditions, police say there were several collisions on the roads, including this one where a truck ended up in River Canard. Police say make sure you drive for the current weather conditions. And in other news, Erie Shores Healthcare is preparing for a surge in flu cases. The hospital says their influenza cases have been slowly increasing, but they are expecting to see a surge in cases over the next week. While flu cases are rising, the hospital says COVID and RSV remain very low, but that is expected to change. Starting December 15th, Erie Shores will be implementing mandatory masking for visitors. Masking will also be mandatory for all staff and physicians within 2 meters of a patient. Let's take a break now. Cold temperatures continue. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins us now for our first look at the weather tonight. Gary.
Good evening, Stephanie. Good evening, folks. Still looking at frigid temperatures, below seasonal, and reinforced with that westerly, northwesterly wind stretching right across the heart of Ontario and the Great Lakes. The good news is not likely to see a significant snowfall in the next 24 to perhaps 36 hours, but the weekend that's very close by is going to be cold, colder than it's been of late. I'll break down what you need to know as we look ahead to the first week of winter next week. That's coming up.
8-year-old Cullen Flood, a young boy we introduced to you just yesterday, is in London receiving treatment for leukemia, and he likely won't be home for Christmas. Despite the distance, he and his family are feeling the love and support pouring in from the community. CTV's Bob Belichico has this story.
We're very, very thankful for everybody helping out our family and praying for our little boy.
Michelle Flood has been overwhelmed with emotions since she and her family learned that her son Cullen has leukemia. The 8-year-old is now in London receiving treatment, and despite everything he's facing, his strength and spirit have been lifting the family through an incredibly difficult time.
You know, we'll find those moments where we're crying and he'll look at us and just say, I'm not scared. It's okay. I'm going to be okay, which is great.
The family is blown away at the support they've received. A GoFundMe page is already nearing its goal, and Windsor Spitfires captain Liam Greentree and Ethan Belchez have sent Cullen a personal message. LaSalle Minor Hockey and other hockey centers have rallied for Cullen. His friends from the LaSalle Sabres U9MD team are playing in Leamington Friday night, and that team is doing something special before the game.
They're going to skate with the LaSalle team, and they're going to hold up their signs, and they've reached out and said they have a little care package that they'd like me to reach out to the family, make sure that I can get it up to London for them. So very thoughtful.
For Michelle O'Neill, whose son is friends with Cullen, the diagnosis has been difficult to understand.
We've never had that talk with him before, and then it being one of his really close buddies, he took it pretty hard. The first couple days he was quiet.
Over the past couple of weekends, parents have gotten together at DNR Apparel to press T-shirts. They're doing it again this weekend. So far, they've sold 600 T-shirts. Tonight, they're introducing helmet stickers. If you're interested in any of that, we'll have a link on our website for you. Cullen and his family will be in London over the holidays, but despite the difficult journey ahead, Cullen's determination is already shining through.
He's always been my tough guy. He's always been my feisty little man, and it's serving him well right now. And he also reminded us that we just have to take it day by day.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
The Ontario Liberals are calling on the Ford government to sell millions of dollars worth of U.S. liquor and donate the proceeds to food banks. They say it would make use of the alcohol, which the province pulled from shelves earlier this year. CTV's Siobhan Morris reports.
It was packed away in March. Loads of California wines and Kentucky bourbon. Ontario's salvo in the U.S. trade war.
Can we sell that American liquor, use the profit, and give it to Ontario's food banks? Have it do some good?
Ontario's sitting on $80 million of unsold American booze. About $2 million of that is about to expire.
Will he pour all that U.S. booze down the drain or let the LCBO sell it to help food banks feed families?
The Ford government says Ontario vintners, brewers and distillers have seen their sales soar since the U.S. competition has been in storage.
To put American alcohol back on the shelves would mean we're saying to all of those Ontario employees, you're not valued.
Manitoba put some of its American booze back on the market for charity just today. People even lined up to snag a bottle of previously forbidden brew. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, and PEI have similar plans for their U.S. stock.
Well, I'd have to talk with the LCBO and see what they have to think.
The Premier stressing taking American alcohol out of circulation was meant to send a message.
Until Donald Trump gets back and starts signing a deal, stops going after our manufacturing, going after our companies, going after our communities and families, we need to hit back.
Shoppers are raising a glass to selling U.S. booze again.
That's a good idea.
I'm all right with that. As long as we're helping people here in Canada.
That's good. Why not? help anyone in need.
The CEO of Toronto's Daily Bread Food Bank says revenue from these sales would go far, but the fix would be temporary.
I would love to see that $80 million develop $80 million worth of affordable housing or $80 million worth of supports to those on OW or ODSP.
Structural changes to keep people from needing to turn to food banks in the first place.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The town of Tecumseh has 31 public charging stations for electric vehicles, and up until now, they have been free to use. But starting January 15th, there will be a charging fee of $2 an hour until the vehicle is fully charged. Then, after a 30-minute grace period, the hourly fee goes up to $5. Town administration says it does not have an estimate for how much revenue the municipality will generate, but all revenue will be used to offset utility costs for the program. Any surplus will go towards energy conservation products. Tomorrow is a big day for our sister station, AM 800. They are spending the entire day broadcasting live from Devonshire Mall for Cans for a Cause. It's one day where they hope to fully restock the shelves and fill the bank accounts for the charity to get through the next year. CTV's Michelle Molesky reports now on the people they have helped and the people who are doing the helping.
Bernie Hamlin and Jennifer Wilson collect the provisions for just one box of food for their clients. Everything on this table goes to a single person. There's 2 items they always wish they could include.
Peanut butter and jam,
Really?
fruit, canned fruit. You know, the more expensive items that people just, you will get a lot of the mac and cheese or the dollar variety of items, but the peanut butter and jams, that's expensive.
Hamlin loves to go out and deliver the food items. He says it's a chance to connect with the people he's dedicated to helping, and often he discovers other ways to make a difference.
That's nice with the home visits. We can go in and see if there's other things they need, because they might ask just for the food, but then we'll go into the home, they'll see, hey, you don't have a kitchen table and chairs, or you don't have a couch.
Clients will get a thrift store voucher.
In those cases where they can't afford to buy, we say, here's a voucher, go into the store, pick out a couch, and we'll pay for it.
The need for help is great. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul assists 39,000 different people every single year.
With the prices of everything in the store going up and everything, so that's what it was and everything. So it's really helping out.
Oh, hugely important. I had to catch up on bills and everything, and I was a bit behind, so couldn't really afford too much groceries. So yeah, it was extremely helpful.
And it's not just food. They're there to reach out and help in finding out if there's any government subsidies or whatever. They really get involved. They're incredible people.
We can't imagine what it's like to have to pick up that phone and say, hey, I need help. I need some food. It's hard. So that's why we don't judge people when we go out on a call.
Hamlin hopes Windsorites will donate to Cans for a Cause, whether it's money or food. He says every little bit makes a difference.
We're all in it together, so let's help each other.
At the Society of St. Vincent de Paul warehouse, Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
Stellantis employees at the Windsor Assembly plant are spreading holiday cheer today. Staff donating roughly $18,000 worth of new toys to support the annual Sparky's Toy Drive. Look at that, leading the convoy, driving holiday cheer, the all-new 6-pack powered 2026 Dodge Charger Scat Pack with Santa behind the wheel. He is followed by 5 Chrysler Pacifica minivans, all packed with toys for local families in need. This marks the 23rd year Stellantis has supported the program, helping nearly 3,000 children across Windsor, Essex this season alone. Donations of new toys or cash can still be made at local fire stations throughout December 25th.
So the need for this year, it seems to be growing year over year, but we just completed our registration. We were sitting right around 3,000 children in need in this community, which breaks down to about 1,200 families. And again, without the generous support from supporters like this and community partners like Windsor Assembly and Stellantis, our mission just wouldn't be possible.
Here's our question of the day. Do you donate to charities over the holidays? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you think you're financially better off or worse than last year. Almost 700 votes were cast. 14% say they are better off. 44% answered they are about the same, and the remaining 42% say they are worse off than last year. Now, 'tis the season for giving, and the Windsor-Essex County Humane Society is hoping you'll open your heart and your home. The shelter is kicking off its annual 12 Days of Christmas adoption promotion tomorrow, offering special deals every day to help more animals find a family before the holidays. CTV's Chris Campbell has the story.
From dogs and cats to rabbits and small critters, the Windsor-Essex County Humane Society is dressing up adoption season with a festive twist.
This time of year, it's always nice to have a push to get our animals a home for the holidays.
Each day until December 23rd features a different deal. 12 days of Christmas deals, with some fees slashed or even waived entirely. The shelter says the hope is to find as many homes as possible before the holidays.
It also is a really nice time because more family tends to be around. It's good for a transition as well. If you're acclimating your animal to your home, having more people around to bond with the animal is really important. That first time period of bonding is great. So the holiday period is perfect for that ability.
All adoptable pets are spayed or neutered, vaccinated and microchipped, ready to start their new lives.
Right now we have about 9 dogs on the website for adoption. We have more coming. We have 35 dogs total in our care. And then cats, we have about 200 cats right now. And then small animals, probably about 15.
The daily specials are posted online, and staff say the best way to find your perfect match is to drop by and meet them face to face. But Executive Director Lynette Bain notes the Humane Society does not encourage giving pets as surprise gifts.
Buying a gift of an animal for someone else who it's a surprise, not a great idea, not what we're promoting or advocating for. We're promoting having another animal join your home for the holidays, something that's going to be a nice addition to your home.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
2 seasons in, and Michigan's head coach is out. Still ahead on Windsor's news leader, the arrest sending shockwaves through college football. Frustrated with long waits and wrong answers, the CRA promised fixes, and now we're looking at what's actually changing for Canadians. And tomorrow, a first-of-its-kind mobile vet program is rolling into Windsor, bringing vital pet care straight to vulnerable families. That's tomorrow at 6 on CTV News. A big shakeup in college football. Michigan announcing it fired its head coach after 2 seasons. His removal comes after he was arrested and jailed on Wednesday. NBC's Shaquille Brewster has the latest.
An abrupt coaching change for Michigan football, with the team's now former leader behind bars this morning.
And Sharon Moore was able to build a game plan that put his quarterback in a great position.
Former Michigan head coach Sharon Moore was jailed Wednesday, according to booking records, but details on the charges were not immediately released by local officials. His detention coming just hours after the university announced he had been fired with cause. UM's athletic director telling NBC News in a statement, an internal investigation found credible evidence that Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. When asked about reports of Moore's arrest, local police say they responded to accusations of an alleged assault Wednesday afternoon, but did not confirm if Moore was the suspect. They declined to release more details pending the ongoing investigation.
We want to make sure that we're in the best position that we can compete on and off the field.
The 39-year-old was named Michigan's head coach just 2 seasons ago, fresh off the Wolverines winning the national championship.
Super excited to represent the Block M and, just try to keep the tradition and build the path.
Moore taking over for Jim Harbaugh, who returned to the NFL as the Chargers head coach after several years as his assistant for UM.
Oh, thank Coach Harbaugh.
The 2 coaches were allegedly involved in a recruiting and sign-stealing scandal that resulted in massive fines for the program and a 2-game suspension for Moore this season.
Dominant effort last time they were at this stadium 2 years ago.
One of the youngest Division I FBS coaches, Moore reportedly signed a $30 million 5-year contract. According to his Michigan football bio, Moore is married with 3 children.
Bryce Underwood has speed.
His termination coming just weeks before Michigan is scheduled to play in the Citrus Bowl, a match he discussed just earlier this week.
Great opportunity for our football team to go against a really great opponent.
The CRA, the agency that collects your taxes, was given 100 days to fix major service issues. A review was launched after Canadians complained about long wait times, delays, and struggles to reach agents who often gave incorrect information. CTV's Abigail Beeman shows us what improvements you can expect to see when you call.
It's very scary when you think that you might lose all your teeth.
Zuli's husband is having a serious dental emergency. She says trying to reach the CRA for help from the Canadian Dental Care Plan has been a nightmare.
It's been quite an ordeal. It's been 2 weeks of tears.
We're very proud of the work that our teams have managed to accomplish.
After a 100-day service improvement plan was mandated by ministers in the face of massive delays, the CRA is proud the number of calls answered went from just 35% to hit its goal of more than 70%.
We will never be in a position to answer 100% of the phone calls that we receive at the agency.
Saying at 30 million calls a year, 300,000 a day in tax time, it's not sustainable.
That is actually a very normal operational kind of balance, so to speak, when it comes to contact center operations that are being operated in a very fiscally responsible and somewhat restrained way.
In the face of government-wide cuts, some CRA employees don't even know if their jobs are safe. A boost to 4,500 call center employees at tax time is temporary.
We're not in a position to tell you right now, that whether there are cuts planned and when they might be.
They are investing where we have massive problems.
The union head believes call center staff are safe from cuts for now.
The improvement also stems from the fact that we're at the low season. We're not in a tax season. So we need a lot more help. So it's a positive point, but at the same time, it's a Band-Aid solution.
It's a step forward. I think one of the issues we had is that we had seen 100 days ago that the level of services was not meeting the expectation of Canadians.
As one example of increased online options to cut down on phone calls, Canadians who are locked out of their account can now get back in digitally, diverting as many as 300,000 calls a year. The union says the real test will be what happens on day 101 after the plan and beyond. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Canada's point person on trade negotiations with the United States says he has no reason to believe the Trump administration is preparing to tear up the current North American Free Trade Agreement. That agreement between Canada, the United States, and Mexico is up for renewal next year. The president and other associates have recently suggested they may consider walking away from the pact. The minister responsible for Canada-U.S. relations, Dominic LeBlanc, says based on his conversations with American officials, that is not what the Americans have in mind. It's the last call for Canadians to get a piece of the $500 million settlement in a bread price-fixing class action lawsuit. Loblaw and its parent company, George Weston Limited, are accused of engaging in an industry-wide scheme to fix the price of bread. Canadians have until tomorrow to submit an online claim if they bought packaged bread between January of 2001 and December of 2021. Those who file a claim could receive $25 within 6 to 12 months after the deadline. No proof of purchase is needed. Strength in the base metals sector helped Canadians' main stock index today. In Toronto, the TSX gained 170 points. In New York, the Dow added 646, the Nasdaq fell 60. The Canadian dollar gained 1/3 cent today. On commodity markets, gold added more than $88 an ounce, while oil dropped to 86 cents a barrel. New hope for new moms. Later, Health Canada approves the first ever drug in Canada for postpartum depression.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. It's gorgeous. Wow, lovely image. Thank you, Brenda, for sending in this photo to give us an idea of what sunrises and sunsets have been like of late. We need those clouds mid-level. We'll talk cold temperatures, though, for the weekend coming up.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Some roads and even sidewalks still icy and slippery out there. Be cautious. Gary, need to get out the sand and the salt.
Temperatures requiring that kind of treatment on surfaces. I agree, Stefanie. Look at this. Temperatures still about, anywhere from 4 to 5 degrees below seasonal for daytime highs. We're still cold. In terms of minimums, below average. We'd be still on the plus side in the afternoons, normally close to +2 or +3. We only got to a high of -2 today. Under mostly cloudy conditions, of course, the wind chill factor this morning felt like about -13 at 4 a.m. Air quality is decent. That's a good trend. It continues, but it's more about the cold. Below seasonal temperatures combined with the windiness of late. And the wind gusts, not in the 50s tonight, but still possibly eclipsing 35, maybe 40. And out of the west, northwest, that's cold air. Case in point, -2 or 28 degrees Fahrenheit in Chatham-Kent. Cloudy there, cloudy in Windsor, about -3. And it feels like anywhere from -8 to -10 in extreme southwestern Ontario. Colder towards London, Kitchener, Waterloo, Barrie, Ontario, where it's in the minus upper teens or lower teens, -17 and -19. Cold across the prairies from Calgary through Regina into Winnipeg in the minuses. And the wind chill values in the -20s tonight. Massive system of low pressure, two, in fact, combining to inundate the upper Midwestern U.S. into the Great Lakes region, which is important to us. Mostly light flurries for us tonight. If we see it, it's very scattered, but there's been some lake effect snow coming off Georgian Bay and certainly Lake Huron. The next wave comes in for Saturday. I think Saturday's a cloudy, colder than seasonal day. Sub-zero temperatures continue at least through to maybe Thursday for daytime highs. The breakdown tonight, we're already below the freezing mark. We'll be at -5 through 8 o'clock, mostly cloudy at that juncture, feels like -10. Still looking at cloudy conditions at midnight, -7, feels like -12 to -13 in Windsor, about the same in Chatham-Kent and the surrounds. Take a look at our Enercare 7-day forecast. A mixture of sun and cloud tomorrow, high of -2, 4 degrees below seasonal. The morning is chilly, feels like about -16 at 4 or 5 a.m. Flurry Saturday, maybe Sunday morning, -4, -6, then -5, -3, and then +5 and +5. Monday, Tuesday, below average. Wednesday could see huge transition. Wednesday, Thursday on the plus side, 5 degrees above zero.
Lifetime, brought to you by Safeguard Medical Alert Systems.
The first ever drug in Canada to treat postpartum depression has been approved by Health Canada. The pill, sold under the brand name Zurzuvae, is now authorized in Canada to relieve symptoms of moderate or severe depression after childbirth. The drug's developer says it should be taken once a day or for 2 weeks. It will be available in Canada early next year, but governments and insurers still need to determine coverage. The drug is already approved in the U.S., UK, and Europe. Many people are looking to save money these days, but that doesn't mean your gift giving has to suffer. More people are now considering secondhand gifts, whether it's something like thrifting or buying a nostalgic item from days gone by. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
Vintage Vendors in Oshawa describes itself as retro, antique, and unique, but it's also part of the thrifting culture taking hold with many consumers. Susan Johnson says there are more than 100 vendors here with items that could make for a great present.
The stigma of buying used items and giving them as gifts has gone away.
Retro Christmas goods are highly sought after at this time of year. Another popular segment is vintage clothing. Many younger buyers see it as a way to purchase higher quality goods that are often hard to find.
I don't think this will last very long in the store because the fact that it's the bay, it's this gorgeous red color, looks like amazing condition.
Consumer Reports says thrifting has gone mainstream and people are more willing to accept a secondhand item.
I think people's feelings towards that have changed a lot in the last couple of years. Thrifting can help you find something really special and meaningful for the people on your list.
Researchers also say consider refurbished electronics, as you can often get something used that's dependable for a fraction of the price. Your best bets are smartphones that are no more than 3 generations old, laptops, desktops, monitors, gaming consoles, TVs less than 3 years old, cameras, routers, and audio devices. Consider refurbished products sold at big box stores, which often come with a return policy or warranty. No matter what kind of secondhand item you buy, it's also good for the planet.
All the items we have here, if we weren't reselling them and reusing them and recycling them, they would be ending up in the landfills.
When it comes to toys, many people are nostalgic for the past. They love collecting Hot Wheels, Superman, Batman, and anything Star Wars.
Toys from the 90s are really hot right now for the kids that are in their 30s right now. They're buying stuff that they played with.
By thrifting items or checking out vintage shops, you could discover some unique goods you won't find anywhere new, and you may save some money at the same time. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Coming up, we're at the Vincent de Paul warehouse talking about cans for a cause.
I found the beans I was looking for.
Stay tuned.
Turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG with Johnny Parks from our sister station Virgin Radio and our own Melanie Kettner. They're out on location tonight at the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
Yeah, as you know, Cans for a Cause is Friday, so of course we're going to be there. Johnny, what are you doing this year?
I'm going to be broadcasting in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'm going to help out with the drive-through drop-off. So I expect to see you there with some generous donations. We're with Jen Wilson from Cans for a Cause here. Could you tell us about how people can do the most good?
So the most good for us is actually cash is king. Last year we were able to collect a 6-foot-high skid full of peanut butter. We actually had to buy 5 more skids of peanut butter to keep fed throughout the whole year, and that's where your dollars go. It allows us to buy the food we need to fill up the shelves. But if you happen to have some peanut butter, some jam that could come on down and visit us, you happen to have some nice chunky soups or Habitat soups, cereal, cookies, granola bars, we would love to receive that from you.
And tell us, how crazy is it on Cans for a Cause Day?
It's insane. It's ludicrous. Hopefully it's not as cold this year as last year because we were all pretty frozen.
I'm always blown away by how generous people are for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, but how long does it take to go through all the donations after they come in?
Oh, well, here's the secret. We bring a whole small army with us that works shifts in the tent, and they actually sort and date everything on site as we go, so when it comes in the building, all I have to do is put it away.
That's amazing. And what do you want to say to the people donating?
We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for having our support for 129 years in a row. We love you. Thank you.
We love you. It's an amazing cause, and thank you to everyone who will be donating. It makes Santa's job a lot easier.
That's right, and I think Santa is making a few more stops, or at least one, in the county this weekend.
Yeah, he's going to be in Essex for the Santa Claus Parade. That's going on Saturday at 6:30.
And there's another outdoor event downtown.
Yeah, the grand opening of the ice rink at City Hall Square, so strap on your skates.
Yeah, we're going to lace them up. Yeah. And, of course, we put the links for everything online, so you can check that out, and that's What's Up YQG.
This is your CTV Windsor, our community calendar. Join us for the 22nd annual Cans for a Cause at Devonshire Mall, December the 12th, in support of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. Help feed those in need this holiday season. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Kate Otterbein. And Kate, we are promoting a very, very big fundraiser, as you just heard.
Yes, Stephanie, we're talking about Cans for a Cause. That is taking place tomorrow in support of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. A big part of their work is their food bank, of course, but they also operate a thrift store on Lausanne Parkway. They collect clothing, household items, and furniture for people in the community who need help. However, because you can no longer donate mattresses or beds, the Society pivoted.
Program. We've given over 10,000 beds to people in need.
It's wild.
Yeah. But that all takes people helping us so that we can help others. Right. You know, we can't do this alone. We need the help of the community.
It's not too late to help Cans for a Cause. Go to our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca, for a link for monetary donations.
Okay, speaking of our website, a very popular story today is an unauthorized person who was found on a Via Rail train.
And it's important to note, we don't mean inside, we mean physically on.
Okay.
Now, this suspect was found on the rear engine of the train, according to police in Chatham. This happened yesterday morning. Chatham-Kent police were called by the RCMP to help with the incident. The train was headed from Windsor to Chatham. The suspect was then arrested upon arrival at the station. A 46-year-old London man has been charged. More local police updates are available online. And in our social spotlight tonight, this couple had a splashing good time at their wedding.
We canceled the class, but everybody that was coming to the class came to the wedding.
Ed and Marlene decided to tie the knot where their love story started, Aquafit. It sounded like it was a surprise wedding for the guests, but they were thrilled to be involved after finding out why the class was canceled. The aquatics director officiated the wedding. How cute. I love weddings where it reflects the origin of the love story.
I am smiling ear to ear, and I love water aerobics. It's so much fun. People don't realize how much of a workout you get.
Exercise is so much more fun in the water, and I love their little t-shirts with the dresses and the tux and the veil. Everything is great.
Congratulations. And you know, you can always find love. It doesn't matter what age you are.
Exactly.
Okay, if our viewers have any videos at home that they want to send to you, how can they do it?
Yes, you can send us an email at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
Okay, thank you, Kate.
If I gave something that I really wanted, someone would just feel loved.
When we return, a little girl's holiday wish turns into a lesson in giving and a moment her family will never forget. Cold out there, still windy.
Yeah, I might be skiing this weekend. Vacation looms.
Nice.
I can't wait. Oh boy, get away. So much going on. Obviously, temperatures are below seasonal. This is going to continue tonight into tomorrow morning. We will see wind chill values in that -15, 16 range early tomorrow. We get a bit of a break from the snow, a mixture of sun and cloud. A high of -2, still 4 degrees below seasonal. Then -4, -6. -5 or 6, that takes us through a cloudy and potentially snowy, flurry-driven weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll go from -5 to +5, a 10-degree differential there. Quite a variability as we swing into some warmer air. It won't last very long, but temperatures will be above the freezing mark in the afternoon and slightly above average.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good for the weekend. The opening of the new skating rink downtown.
Good idea.
Okay, thank you, Gary. We are talking about the holiday spirit a little bit more tonight, Sanjay.
Yeah, that's right. The holiday spirit coming alive in one Essex neighborhood where residents there are taking holiday cheer and turning it into a very specific form, which will stand several feet tall. More than 3 dozen giant snowmen are going up to signal the start of the season. Tonight, CTV's Travis Fortnum will bring us the story of what we hope will become the start of a neighborly tradition.
Oh, can't wait to see that. Okay, and we leave our viewers tonight with a young Canadian who is embracing the joy of giving by spending her own chore money to make Christmas a little brighter for kids in need. Here's CTV's Adam Sawatsky.
It's over 2 feet tall.
From the moment Prairie Rose Steinman first saw that dollhouse from her favorite TV show,
I want that really badly.
she'd been asking her mom, Kirsten, to buy it for her.
Every birthday and every Christmas, it landed on the list. It was right up there at the top.
But every year, it was just a bit too much for their budget.
You didn't get it?
No.
How does that feel?
She felt sad.
So Prairie tried to be really grateful for what she did have instead.
We know we want something, but we have to focus on the stuff that we already have and need.
But then, that day she and Kirsten were focused on shopping for their other family members, Prairie spotted a Christmas hamper filled with donated toys.
I was like, oh, well, I want to do something like that too.
So Prairie asked her mom if she could spend the money she'd saved from doing her chores to buy not just something special for someone else, but the dollhouse she'd always wanted.
If I gave something that I really wanted, someone would just feel loved. Just like giving a very warm hug to them.
That was super emotional for me. I was just really humbled, actually.
She was so inspired by her daughter's generosity that Kirsten returned a coat she'd bought for herself, so she could buy 4 more dollhouses to donate to kids in need.
That's what Christmas is actually about anyway. So yeah, let's go and do it.
So they did. And although that meant Prairie wouldn't get a dollhouse of her own on Christmas, she did finally get one for her birthday.
That was very exciting, yeah.
But it can't compare to preparing to donate another gift this year.
And just sharing the hope and the peace that Christmas is really about.
Because the feeling Prairie says she remembers most in her heart was not the getting, but the giving.
Feels like my heart's having a dance party.
A dance party?
Yeah. And like.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Saanich.
And that truly is what Christmas is about, right? Giving back without expecting anything. That mother should be very, very proud.
Oh, yeah. Great parenting, great young lady. What an example. Perhaps next year I'll consider and really try to make sure it's only about giving. Nothing under the tree except a little piece of paper saying, this is what I gave this year, and that's my gift.
So
and if I'm a manufacturer of dollhouses, I'm tracking her down and getting her one. Get her 10, get her 100. She deserves everything and more.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I
We'll
agree.
contact those companies.
There you go.
On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you so much for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast at 11.
Good night.
See you then.